Put your photo in. Just put it down for now. Hold your hands out. Little quick test. Okay, close your eyes. Do you imagine better with your eyes open or closed?
Close.
Okay. I know you're going to be good at this already, but I want you to imagine in one hand really, really light, and in the other hand, 100-pound weight. That's all I needed. Sit down. Is it okay to be on camera? Is it okay to be on camera? Okay, have a seat. What's your name? Stephanie. This is Stephanie. Give her a big round of applause. We're going to go on a little journey. Okay? Remember I said that contextual change isn't good enough. I want global change. So, Stephanie, can you remember when you were very, very young, the happiest, most wonderful, exciting, joyful childhood experience of your life? Do you have one?
Very, very, like how young are we talking?
Doesn't really matter. Can you remember the most pleasurable, joyful experience? The farther back we go, the better I like it. But whatever is the most wonderful, it's only pleasurable, only joy. Nothing icky. Okay? Wonderful, powerful, pleasurable, joyful.
Okay. I'm getting, okay.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me what it is.
Okay.
I don't need to know.
Okay.
So because it's in the privacy of your own mind and body, you can make it as wonderful, joyful. By the way, this is not an erotic context. Although she went there, didn't you? I could see the look on her face. Okay, it can be an erotic experience if that's okay. I'm not going to actually ask too many questions. I don't really care. What I care about is it's as early as possible, and all it is joy. Joyful, wonderful, powerful. Understand? You ready for that? Let's have a seat. Now, first thing I want you to do is I want you to remember that feeling. Okay? And do you remember things better with your eyes open or closed?
I think open, actually.
Okay, good. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to reach out. If there was a picture around you that represented that experience, just reach out and touch it. Now trace the edges of it with your hand. Now grab the edges of it like Windows on your iPhone and go and make it big. IMAX big. What happens to the feeling?
Expand.
Ooh, she lit up like a Christmas tree, didn't she? Cool. So we're going to leave it that big, and I want you to point to where that feeling starts in your body. Excellent. Now close your inner eyes and look at that feeling. And I want you to notice that there's a color connected to that feeling, associated with that feeling. What's the color, first impression?
Orange.
Reach in and grab all of that orange energy. Take it out and hold it in your hands. Make sure you get it all, because sometimes it hides. There you go. You got it all? Did the color change or stay the same?
Stayed the same.
Good. Now, which directions is it spinning, first impression? Good. So since it's something you want more of, I want you to take it in both of your hands. I want you to double the spin. Physically double it. Double the speed. Double the amplitude. Double the force. Double the magnitude. Keep doubling it until it takes on a life of its own. Until it's impossible for it to go back the way it was. When it's as good as you can possibly stand it, or even better, slam it back into that spot. Go for it, baby. Whoosh. Now let it double, triple, and intensify. In a moment, not yet, but in just a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. You're going to fly back on the wings of time to that wonderful, joyful, powerful experience. 10 times better than it's ever been. In fact, the faster you go, the further you go, the deeper and more wonderful it becomes. 1, feel that feeling doubling and tripling inside of you. 2, 10 times more powerful than ever before. 3, pictures getting bigger, sounds getting louder, sensations getting oh so much more fun and fulfilling. 3, 4, 5, all the way back. Notice how good you feel. Feel those feelings circulating all throughout your mind and all throughout your body. And as you find yourself immersed in those feelings, as they circulate and saturate all throughout your mind and body, you can actually begin to remember that experience, that time in your life when you saw that younger version of yourself. And when you can see her, just nod your head. Excellent. Now, first impression, are you inside or outside?
Inside.
Alone or with people?
With people.
Daytime or nighttime?
Nighttime.
Excellent. Now, I'm not going to ask you any more than that, but I want you to see that younger version of yourself. I want you to notice how much fun she's having, how much joy, pleasure, and excitement saturating her body and mind, fulfilling her every need and desire. And I want you to just go 5 minutes back, or just reach over to her and take her by the hand and pull her aside and say, "Hey, buddy, I'm you from the future. And I have something very, very cool to share with you. And I say, I have a very special gift." I want you to just tell her that and make her believe me. Sometimes they don't believe us when we tell them we're from the future. Just make her believe you. And I want you to do something very special for this young lady. I want you to give her a very special gift. I want you to tell her, "I have a gift for you." And what I want you to do in this joyful, wonderful experience, I want you to share with her everything she will ever want and need to know to understand the events of her life, to accept them, to survive, but not just survive, to thrive, and make her believe you. Make her really get it. And when you know she's got it, feel those feelings in her shift and change. Feel them just become more joyful as you do that. And then when you know she's got it, just nod your head, because I have some other messages I want you to transmit from me. It's Stacy, right? Or Stephanie? Stephanie. I have something very important that I want to tell you, and I want you to look her deeply in the eyes and say, "I love you." And make her believe it. And say, no matter where you go, no matter what you do, no matter what events in life have to offer you, I will always be there for you, to love you, to protect you, to guide you and nurture you, to give you that support when you need it most, to tell you only the very best things about yourself in a voice that you can always believe. So that no matter where you go, or whatever you do, you're always accepted, you're always loved, and you're never alone. And make her believe you. And feel the truth of that sink in. And when you know she's got it, take her in your arms, hold her to your heart, and feel her shrink down inside of you, where she's surrounded, nurtured, protected, invigorated, empowered by everything she could ever want or need or desire in an endless supply. And through it all, the truth reverberates through every level of your body and mind. That no matter where you go, no matter what you do, you're always accepted. You're always loved. And you're never alone. And when you know she's got it, together the two of you begin to move through the events of your life from that moment forward. Moving through each event, positive, maybe less than positive, but each time going through those events, seeing them from a whole new place, giving her the very best advice, telling her the best perspective to take, giving her that hug, that acceptance, everything she wants and needs in that moment, to move through that experience in such a way that every time she thinks about it, her life only gets better. And through it all, through your early years, maybe your teens, your 20s, your 30s, and on into the future, every event of your life changes as the person who experiences them changes for the better. Seeing those new perspectives, understanding things differently, bringing to bear on the situation information, new perspectives, and behind it all, supporting it all, is that endless, unlimited supply of everything she'll ever want or need. And you can feel that hug coming back to you, giving you that support, feeling that nurturing, unending acceptance, love, joy in the experience of being you. And as you move forward, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, on into the future, at some point you pass through the events of your life into a light. And as you pass through that light, you find yourself flowing and starting back at the very, very earliest aspects of your life, as far back as you can remember. And the person who experiences those events is different now, bringing all of that love, all of that experience, all of that wisdom. And you begin to move through the events of your life again, noticing how those events shift and change. Because the person experiencing them is different. And all that time, you're there with her, giving her the very best advice, giving her that hug, that unending love and acceptance that she's always wanted and needed in an unlimited supply. And you can feel yourself moving through the events of your life faster and faster. Each time the memory is changing and shifting until the only way you can remember them is in this new way. This way that only makes your life better. So that from this moment on, every time you look back, you only see the things that make you feel good and strong about yourself. That give you everything you want to move forward and make your life everything you want it to be. And every time you do, they just get better. And your unconscious mind can continue to cycle past to present to future, past to present to future, over and over and over again. And you can feel your entire body and mind begin to change as you take on new perspectives. You bring new information, new understandings, new awareness to bear on the situations, and driving it all is that wonderful feeling inside in an endless, unlimited supply. And through it all, the truth rings out. No matter where you go or what you do, you're always loved. And you're never alone. And when you know you've got it, when you know it's right, it's natural, it's permanent for you in all the right ways, in ways that only get better, for as long as your heart continues to beat, for as long as you continue to move air in through your nose and out through your mouth, circulating this energy to every level of your body and mind in an endless, unlimited supply, your life will just continue to come better and better, because the person you are is the person you want to be, and you only get better. Now, in a moment, not yet, but in just a moment, this process will continue. I'm going to count from 1 to 5. But you'll come out of this state only when you know you've got it. You realize it's permanent for you in a way that only gets better. In fact, when you leave the seminar this weekend, when you get on that plane or get in that car to go home, every step you take towards home, every movement you make to go to that place where you call home, all of these suggestions, all of these understandings and changes that you've made only become more powerful. When you walk in the front door at home and you see all the things that used to fire off the old identities, you'll suddenly realize you're different now. And none of those old things will have the power to affect you unless you choose to let them. Because you're always loved. You're never alone. And you've learned something wonderful. You've learned the power of joy. The power of accepting and loving yourself in whole new ways. And that's the truth. No matter where you go and what you do. She's there, talking to you, telling you all the very best things about yourself in a voice that's 10 times louder than any other voice. A voice that drowns out every other voice. A voice you can always believe. A voice that loves you and only sees the very best in you. Filling you with everything you could ever want or need. To feel absolutely supported, nurtured, yourself returning to this place we call reality, bringing with you a brand new reality. A reality where you've learned something powerful. You've experienced something wonderful, and from this moment forward, your life only becomes better and better and better. You can feel those wonderful feelings saturating your body and mind, becoming more and more powerful. Tonight, while you sleep and while you dream, your unconscious mind will make all the necessary neurological changes at the cortical level to create an even more powerful version of you that gives you all the things you want and need, that moves you forward in life in an unlimited supply of energy, strength, confidence, empowerment. Whatever words and the meanings of those words and the energy behind those words means to you, your unconscious will supply them in an unlimited, endless supply in a way that only makes your life better. Number 2, all of my suggestions from me to you, from you to your unconscious mind, are now 10 times more powerful than ever before, only becoming stronger with each passing day, week, and month. Your life's only getting better. Number 3, always at least 3 ways to overcome any situation, obstacle, or circumstance that you may face. Always at least 3 solutions to any problem you need to solve, and your other than conscious mind will now easily, effortlessly, automatically generate those solutions in the quickest, easiest, most effective way for the good of yourself and all concerned. Number 4, because it's all for you, sweetie. You've done the work. You've followed the instructions. You've experienced the process. You deserve the rewards. And it's absolutely true for you now. On the next count, you can emerge from this state, bring all of these wonderful feelings with you, all of these new understandings about yourself and the world you live in. Remembering the past only in ways that make your life better, more empowered, more strong, more confident, more joyful in every way. Head clear, mind clear, thinking and acting with calm self-assurance. Number 5, take your time. Come on back. Welcome back. How are you feeling? It takes a while, because what the unconscious mind is quite literally doing is rewriting her entire neurology. Right? Take your time, sorry. Questions? No? Yes.
What's the name of the process?
This is called the gift. Yeah.
Because you're giving them that.
The gift. What happens is when we're doing this, we're using a basic affect bridge. If you're not familiar with the regression jargon, an affect bridge is an emotionally induced induction. Except in this case, we did a spinduction. Right? Yes.
Oh, and something like that. Let's say there was some very bad thing in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I had a client. She obviously had some really self-destructive
Yep.
tendencies. Sleep with anybody, drugs.
Yep.
All kinds of bad things. Do you wait until you regressed or parts there, or whatever that problem before you do something like this, or do you do this and then go back and work with those other things?
Many times this is what I do in a first session.
Okay.
And the reason is the first session is the most important one. The first session determines whether they'll be back for a second session. Right? But we still need to get them change. The thing about you, how you feeling?
I'm still trying to wake up.
I know, it's all right, take your time. Okay. Did she go deep? Right. Did I need 20 minutes of a progressive boredom induction? Remember, all forms of neurological arousal are trance states. The more you amplify neurological arousal, the faster the critical factor checks out. You can't do the spinning technique without instantly entering a profound state of somnambulism. The moment she started manipulating imagery, she was in somnambulism. Done. Okay? The slowest induction I do is 2.5 minutes. And that's if I'm taking my time. Okay? Now, when we do the sensual and erotic amplification workshop tomorrow, we're going to take our time because some of the techniques are more of a sensual massage kind of an aspect, right? But what we did very, very powerful, remember that the principles we're working with here, the most important memories we have relate specifically to the earliest childhood memories. They're the most powerful. Okay? When you change them at that level, everything that it's based on, it's like this table. If I set things on this table, I can knock things up on top of the pile and that'll change that. But if I start shaking the whole table, everything on the table shakes, right? That's your memories. That's your sense of identity. The thing between remedial regression, or what I would call context-specific regression in terms of a specific problem, is that everything that spiderwebs out from that initial sensitizing event is related to that problem. When we do it from a pleasure-based gift perspective, for some strange reason, I don't know why this is, it tends to generalize to every aspect of their life. How are you feeling? You guys have any questions for her? Yes?
What would you have done had she not been able to grab a positive childhood memory?
I would have done something else.
Like, for example?
If she hadn't been able to find a positive childhood memory, I would have found the next closest. If I wanted to continue to do this technique, I would have continued to find something joyful, pleasurable, orgasmic, ecstatic, something that I could work with that would induce that oxytocin release in the system. Okay? Remember, the whole idea here is we want to saturate the system with joy, with love, with ecstasy. Because when we do that, the suggestions go in better and they stay harder. They crystallize better. Okay? This is neuroscience. By the way, the other thing you need to understand about oxytocin is also the primary mediator of trust. The more oxytocin hits the system, the more trusting you become. Would it be good for our clients to trust us? How do you feel about me right now?
Trusty.
Give her a big round of applause. She did great.